Hey guys, this is Julie. Welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be talking to you today. This is the first video in my 7-part series about the different types of self-care. Now, make sure that you're subscribed to my channel so that you don't miss any of the other videos that I'm releasing this week. But today we are going to be talking about physical self-care. Now, physical self-care is anything that affects your physical well-being. What are you putting into your body? What are you doing with your body? How are you treating your body? So, the first topic we're going to discuss in relation to physical self care is your nutrition. Now, there's a lot of diets out there, and I can tell you I've probably tried them all. I've done Whole30, I did paleo, I did keto, I've done vegan, and people can be really sensitive about their diets. I'm not here to tell you exactly what eat or what not to eat, but I am going to tell you that all of these diets have a couple of things in common, and that is that they all agree in the power of plants. I have not met a diet that says you should not be eating your leafy greens and healthy vegetables and having some really healthy fruit. These are things that pretty much everyone agrees are really good for your body. We also typically agree on what unhealthy food looks like. It is kind of amazing to me that in our culture we've gotten to a place that we accept things like neon powdered, crunchy, styrofoamy things as food, but yet we show our kids a bunch of curly kale and they don't even know what it is. So we have kind of gotten taught some pretty unhealthy things culturally about what our food should look like. So in regards to your nutrition and physical self care, even small changes can have really big improvements, like swapping out a sugary cereal for something like a fruit based breakfast, like a fruit bowl or a smoothie bowl, or even swapping out like a sugary soda or alcohol for water. These small changes can have really big impacts on your physical health, and it'll probably help you drop a few pounds too. So you're welcome for that. um, so speaking of water, the next thing I want to talk to you about is hydration. How many ounces of water a day are you drinking? Because odds are it's probably not enough. Most Americans are chronically dehydrated, and that's for two reasons. First of all, we eat things that are dehydrating us to begin with. So instead of eating fresh, hydrating things like fruit, we eat dehydrating, salty snacks that end up zapping us of whatever water supply we are getting. The second thing is we're not drinking enough water to begin with. We're taught that drinking 8 glasses of water a day is sufficient, and it might be if you're eating healthy, hydrating foods. But if you're eating dehydrating things and you're drinking dehydrating things like alcohol and coffee and sugary sodas, all of these dehydrate us. So if you're not getting enough hydration, then if you're only drinking that 64 ounces a day, that's not going to be enough hydration. And even if you're eating a really healthy diet, it's still probably not enough. Personally, I drink 128 ounces a day. I drink a full gallon. And if you want to know how I get that in, I take 4 32-ounce mason jars and I drink one of those before breakfast, one before lunch, one before dinner. I drink that water about a half hour before each meal, and that helps to keep away bloating, because if you drink a ton of liquid with your meals, you might have a bloating issue. And it also helps with digestion, because when you're drinking all that fluid with your meal, it can actually water down your stomach acid, and you want to make sure that your stomach acid has full power to digest your meal. So drinking the water beforehand helps to avoid those digestive upsets, but also it helps me to remember exactly when to drink my water to make sure that I'm getting that water in before the end of the day. So I drink 3 glasses, one before each meal, and I also drink the fourth glass in my smoothie, and I have a green smoothie every day. That helps me get in my greens for the day. So make sure that you're hydrated, because if you're not really well hydrated, you're going to feel really tired. You're going to feel really achy and just lousy in general. And if you feel lousy, you're going to be cranky. So that's going to affect your marriage. That's going to affect all of your relationships if you don't feel good. So eat well, stay hydrated. The next thing I want to talk to you about is exercise. And I'm just going to be honest with you. If I'm being vulnerable, this is the one I struggle with the most personally, because if my day gets crunched, exercise is normally the first thing that I'm looking to cut out, which is not a good habit. And I'm telling you, I'm working on it. But I want to make sure that you do know that that's an important part of physical self-care. You need to be moving, and you can also make really small changes here as well, just like we talked about with your nutrition, that can have a huge impact. Things like taking the stairs instead of the elevator, taking a short walk a couple of times a day. These are really small, easy ways that you can get more exercise into your day. The most important thing is to be moving. Now, specifically, I think it's important to move vertically. That helps to clear your lymphatic system. So things like rebounding or doing stairs or running, something where you're moving up and down. But any type of movement is fantastic. Any type of movement is going to get things going, and that's going to help you to detox. It's going to help you feel stronger, and it's going to give you more energy. So make sure that you're getting some exercise. The next thing I want to talk to you about is sleep. Now, we all know we're supposed to get around 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, but how many hours are you actually getting? Because again, most Americans are not getting enough sleep. Now, that typically is because we don't have good sleep hygiene habits. So, what does your sleep hygiene look like? What time are you going to bed? What time are you turning out the lights? What time are you turning your screens off? What are you doing to wind down so that your mind's just not cycling through everything that happened today and everything that's going to happen tomorrow? These are sleep hygiene habits. And if you're having trouble sleeping, there's probably a reason why. So if you're having issues with sleep or with anything else I'm talking about in this video, feel free to reach out to me on Instagram or Facebook, and I'd love to help talk to you about it and help you with those problems. Now, affecting your marriage, sleep hygiene is going to affect your marriage. If you're not getting enough sleep, this goes back to what we were talking about earlier. You're going to feel pretty lousy. And if you feel lousy, that's going to make you cranky. And if you're cranky, you're more likely to argue with your spouse and with other people. So all of these things affect not just your marriage, but also all of your relationships. If you don't feel good and you're not taking care of you, it's going to be really hard, pretty much impossible, for you to take care of anyone else, including your spouse, your kids, your family, everyone else that depends on you. So make sure you're getting some sleep. Contact me if you need to. The last thing that I want to talk to you about in regards to your physical self-care is your health care. If you're having chronic symptoms, I just want to tell you that's not normal. So things like migraines all the time, or gastrointestinal issues like constipation, bloating, diarrhea, if you're dealing with these things every day, then I just want you to know it's not normal. And you need to reach out to a professional for help. Now, that being said, I do believe that Western medicine has its place, and I do believe that medicine can be a good thing. But you can actually resolve a lot of common symptoms by the things that we've already talked about on this list. Changing up your diet, making sure you're hydrated, taking care of getting some exercise. All of these things can actually resolve a lot of your symptoms. And I'm speaking to you from experience on that. So look into some natural health alternatives first, because if you start taking pills to relieve your symptoms, those pills are going to create symptoms, and then you're going to take more pills to treat those symptoms, and it's kind of like a downward slide. So try to resolve your symptoms naturally first. But if your symptoms are not resolving, you need to seek professional help and make sure that you're being proactive rather than reactive when it comes to your healthcare. So that's it. That's everything I wanted to talk to you about today. I hope that you found this video helpful. Please subscribe to my channel so that you can get the rest of the videos that I'm releasing this week. And I will see you in my next video.